almost about 90% done with that first phase, and there's about 4 phases of it. So this is an exciting day as we have the senator and the representative who is driving the House resolution here today. But this also is former POW, National Former POW Recognition Day. This would make this day extra special. On the 9th of April, that 9th of April signifies when the Bataan Death March in 1942 started. That's why 9th of April is so important. It's made this, was President Reagan who decided that this day should be recognition to our POWs. And in honor of that, we also have we have 3 POWs here today. We have Rich Paracombe, who was captured, almost spent 5.5 years in Vietnam. He was captured when his group was overrun on the Cambodian border. Spent 5.5 years with the Viet Cong and the North Vietnamese prison. Also, right next to him, we have Dale Rabel. He was an aviator right here out of Cecil Field, where he was flying A-7s from a squadron from Cecil Field, and flew a number of missions before that, but was then shot down in August of 1972. Is that right? And was repatriated when we had the homecoming, Operation Homecoming, in February and March of 1973. Next to him is Jack Etch. He was an F-4 Rio. He flew about 185 missions. He says actually it was 185 and a half missions. 184 and a half missions. And his jet was shot down by a SAM in August of 1972. He as well spent time in the Hanoi Hilton. But it's an honor to have you gentlemen here today on this special day. Right now, I'd like to recognize the Senator Ashley Moody, who's the first time that she's been here, but it's so great to have her here. And as you know, she really needs no introduction. She was the Attorney General to this great state from 2019 to 2025, and now serving us, the state of Florida, in the Senate. So, Senator, it is all yours.
These guys are all trying to figure out what my call sign should be, and they're all making kinds of recommendations. You don't want to know what they are. I think we should come back every year together and recognize this important day, and we'll come up with new ideas for my call sign, of which I will never pick one, ever. Today is an important day, National Former POW Day. So all around the nation, we are recognizing those that answered the call to serve their great country, their fellow man, and in doing so, really experienced something that no one could even imagine. And not only did they go through that trial, they came out on the other side to come back and serve as an example to so many that love you, that admire you, and those young people that will come after you and answer that same call. That same call that we need brave folks, selfless folks to answer, and you will continue to inspire them for your resilience, your courage, your strength, and your willingness to come home and share your story. So thank you for allowing us to be with you today, to recognize this important day, so that we may honor not just you and your success stories of coming through such trials, but that we can hold you up to so many others that will come behind you as those brave, selfless individuals, the character that we need to have a mighty, strong United States military force. So thank you for being here. Did you say don't say your age?
No, I said don't forget the MIA.
No, we won't. We're getting there.
We're here.
We're here for a reason as well. And I hope this will be a proud moment for the museum here today. So as we recognize the heroism of our POWs, we also know that we have tens of thousands that still remain missing in action. And this museum where we are today holds up and recognizes and remembers not only our POWs, but those that are missing in action. And so I am very proud of this National POW MIA Memorial and Museum Act that I am announcing today, that as your newest United States Senator, I will be filing as a senator and pushing through to become law, along with my fearless partner, Representative Aaron Bean. I am so grateful that it is my friend Aaron Bean that originally introduced this, I believe, in the House, and has been fighting so hard. And he just was waiting for me to get to be a United States Senator so that we could, it's like going to be twin power. We're going to get this done. But he is truly a force. You think he's a force in this area for this, not just the Jacksonville community or his district. He truly is in Washington. And I don't mean that just because he perseveres and he has strong character. He has an energy. And I know you feel it in here. I know that those of you that work with it feel it. And that is the kind of energy that we need in Washington right now. That's the kind of energy that is going to help us move important things for this nation. And I think this is so important. This is so important not just for those that served, but it's an important place. And if we recognize it nationally, if it becomes the nationally recognized POW MIA museum, it will be a home where people from all over the nation, their families that are still waiting for resolution, that will never let that hope die, that one day they'll understand what happened, or one day they'll have their remains returned home, and you're going to hear an amazing story, a success story. This can be a place that keeps that hope alive, that keeps that fire burning. And I know that both of us are excited to bring our energy and our tenacity and our unwillingness to give up, some resilience that we have found by being inspired by others. We're ready to bring that to this bill. We're ready to bring that to Washington, and we're ready to get this across the finish line, not just for this community, but from those families that still have hope. So thank you for inviting me here to be a part of this important day today. I hope to be back for future recognitions, and I'm so honored to be joined by my friend Aaron Bean and also General Hartsell, who heads up our Florida Department of Veterans Affairs. Thank you so much. God bless all of you. God bless the families that are still holding out hope. We will continue bringing that fire on your behalf for your loved ones. And God bless this great country of ours. Thank you so much.
That was a home run, Ashley Moody. Welcome to Jacksonville. Listen, there's
Don't
400.
try to auction me off.
Yeah, no, I won't do that. But Ashley Moody, let me tell you where you are right now. You made a bold choice. There's 411 cities in Florida. There's 67 counties. There's 23.5 million people. You chose today, Senator Moody, to be with us here in Jacksonville, Florida, on this day on purpose, April 9th, because everybody in this room, and thank everybody for coming, we're all on a mission. We're all on the mission to honor the promise that our country makes to every man and woman who serves in the military. We will not forget. We will not forget, whether it's Wreaths Across America, which is here today, which I participated in to make sure that we will never forget, to the men and women who haven't come home, that we will never forget. And Gloria, there's great news. Gloria just found her dad. God bless you. That's it's hard already. It's hard when you lose somebody. To be a Gold Star family, it's hard enough, but to not have a place to go, to not have somewhere to go. Pam's going through that right now. Pam, you're going to hear from Pam in just a bit, who's on a mission. See, we're all on this mission to have a place. To have a place, Joanne, a place for you, that we're all with you, to honor that Scott Spiker will never be forgotten. A place that we can all come to that's sanctioned. And so, Ashley Moody, it's just a big deal that you're here and you're choosing to join us in this mission of coming together. I don't know what your call sign should be. It can't be Hammer. I know that the general.
A-team.
What is it?
The A-team.
A-team. Well, I was going to call her.
Ashley and Aaron,
Yeah,
I love it.
yeah. A-team. The A-team may be good. I was going to call her she's just a little bit. She's just a little bit. But to have her weight behind this project is going to give us a little bit of gusto to get it done. Yeah, not a little bit. Hey, I do want to tell you this, though. The mission is not going to be easy. There are thousands, over 20,000 museums that have chosen to seek higher recognition. Only a few dozen have made that leap. It can take a decade or longer. The last one that got official recognition in 2018 took over 8 years. The average is 12 years. This is our second year of pursuing this designation. But let me tell you what's on our side. The spirit in this room of Jack and Dale and Richard and the thousands of others. The number is going down. Technology now is identifying those heroes and bringing them home. We started out a few years ago at 88,000. It's now just over 81,000. That's still too many. And for those individuals and families and Gold Star relatives and friends need to have a place. And this is going to be that place. This is going to be the place. And so, Ashley Moody, to have you on our mission is truly a big deal. Let me tell everybody, if you haven't come to Washington, D.C. and walked through the Cannon or the Longworth or the Rayburn office buildings, and I'm sure the Senate office buildings, possibly the same way. You know, outside each member's office is 3 flag holders. 3. And every member puts the American flag there. You're familiar. And then we put the flag of the state you represent. And then the member has a choice. What do you do with that third flag holder? What do you do? And there's so many members that I think waste it. On ideology and other things that we will not talk about right now. Let me tell you the correct choice. The choice that I've made and the choice that so many members have made is that black POW MIA flag, which lets us all honor the promise. When you come visit me, I will not forget, and I will honor that promise too, that we as a country will not forget. So Ashley Moody, to have you on the team to create this national place is a big deal. So we welcome you, Ashley Moody, and it's my pleasure to welcome a guy that I was in the state Senate for a long time, helped with Veterans Affairs and making sure they had the money to honor their promises of the benefits promised to every veteran. Who held me to that, and we worked together. Is the General Hartsell, the Secretary of, and by the way, we have the Secretary. She's here. I don't know if she's on the program or dais, but the Secretary of Elder Affairs for everybody. I don't think anybody here qualifies for Elder Affairs here. I don't see that. Michelle Branham is here. Michelle, the Honorable Michelle Branham, thank you for your service in making that happen. It's my pleasure to welcome, please welcome the Secretary of Veteran Affairs for the state of Florida, General Hartsell. General, good to see you.
As the good Congressman said, there's a lot of places, as the good Senator said, there's a lot of places that we all could have been this morning. There's some places we may should have been this morning. But this is where we are, because we chose to be here, like all of you in this room. I'm so blessed to serve a governor who's a combat deployed Navy veteran, a lieutenant governor who's an Army combat deployed Navy veteran. They're lucky to have a Marine on their team, I'm just saying. The Air Force took me to places I kind of didn't want to go, but they always brought me home. Love the Air Force. But we love, in Florida, we love our veterans. We really do. Not only our veterans, we love their families. And that's why Florida continues to be the most veteran sought after state in the nation. Everybody says they're the most veteran friendly, and we are. But we have veterans coming here for a purpose. And this is one of the reasons why when I go from Key West to Pensacola and everywhere in between, I get to tell people, Florida does things for our veterans, our families, and their survivors. This POW MIA Museum is the only place in America that this is at. It's in Florida. And that's important. The things that we do for our veterans in Florida make a difference. Why? Because that next generation of young people who are growing up, I want them to see us doing things like this, like the Tunnel to Towers event that we did today for homeless veterans, like the event I'm going to on Saturday and tomorrow in this Jacksonville area, because they need to see that. Because we want them thinking positive things about our military and our veterans. Why? Because that's one, good for America, and And then they may want to join. We're going to need them for our future. And that's why bring your grandkids out here. Bring your kids out here, nieces and nephews. Bring them, show them this, walk around and tell them about it. That's important. And I always encourage us to tell the next generation what's going on, because we need them. We will need them. You know, I've done a lot of things, 37 years in uniform for the past 8 years since I retired and came back home to Florida. And the governor asked me to come on board for Veterans Affairs, which I love serving and doing. I've had the opportunity to serve and support our veterans, families, and survivors all over the world, a lot in Florida. One of the most honorable things I got to do was I was asked to put on my dress blue uniform, go to Arlington National Cemetery to preside over a ceremony for a Marine aviator who was shot down in 1967, and we finally found him. And he was buried in Arlington National Cemetery. Let me tell you how that felt for me as a Marine general, watching the family come together and recognize and remember their brother, their son, their husband that was there. That finally we had a headstone that we could all remember. It was amazing, very moving and honorable. As we were in the chapel, I was thinking about, think how many prayers were said in that room right over there. Find my brother, find my husband, bring mom home, whatever those prayers were. That was said right there. That energy still exists right here in this location. We have a daughter whose dad is home. And I'm thinking about you. Think about all the others who wish that they were sitting here smiling, run up and give dad a hug. That's what we represent. And that's what we do for America, because we don't forget. I was just in Korea for 6 days. And I was so honored about what we do for our military and our veterans compared to what other nations do. We honestly do it better and more honorably than anywhere else in the world. And this is part of that. What we do for those who are still missing and those who are POWs. When I served in Iraq and Afghanistan, there was one thing I did not want to have happen. I knew I could die, and I was okay with it. I'm a Christian. I was fine with that, honestly. But I did not want any of my Marines or sailors getting captured. We would not have done anything. We would have done everything to get them back. I did not want to leave anybody behind that we couldn't find. I would have to live with that as a commander for the rest of my life. And thank God I didn't have to do that. We all came home, some in flag draped caskets, but we came home. And I feel for the families that are still waiting for that. And that's why this place is special. And I love being invited up here every time I come. I love this part of Florida. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I guess, as they say, I'm the anchor. I also represent the Air Force, and thank goodness I've got Jack Inch on the stage here. And first and foremost today, besides welcome, and we're so glad you're here, is to say these returned POWs are near and dear to my heart. I know they are to yours. And the families of those still missing in action feel nothing but love and support. And we know that they constantly say, what about the MIAs, as Jack just did a few minutes ago. And I can't tell you what that does for my spirit. My father, for those who don't know, was shot down over Laos back in 1966. It's been a long, long time. We hit the 60-year mark this year. And I have spent a good part of my adult life, most of my adult life, all of my adult life, trying to find ways to get him home. And I've belonged to the National League of POW/MIA Families for years. I'm out there talking to anybody who will listen. I am on the board of directors of this fantastic organization. And can I take a minute? Would the board just stand up? I know you saw them in front of the chapel, but this is Team National POW/MIA. I do feel that I represent all of the families of the missing in action. I don't try to, but I never speak just about my dad. He was last known alive. He was alive on the ground. It took 45 years for our government to figure out and actually be handed a photograph of him in his harness, deceased. And then it was trying to find the burial site. But for 45 years, we did not know. Was he dead? Was he alive? I watched the POWs come home, and I watched some other families of missing in action get their stories, get their man home, be able to bury their loved one. And that is what it's all about, and this Memorial Museum will work on that every single day. We work very hard here because we want to make this happen. I may not be around. You said 8 years for the. Oh. I thought I was retired, but no, I will never stop. And every family that I know, we work together. We were for so many years isolated. Because we didn't know each other. We didn't know who was where. We didn't have internet. We didn't have answering machines. And the National League of POWMI Families, who will be featured in our larger museum and to a smaller extent in this one, gets credit for that. They brought the families together. My first meeting I remember so vividly. And our government has had to be nudged a little bit here and there over the years, but they're doing good work, and the people who are working the mission are working from their hearts. They work so hard. They're in dangerous areas. I've been overseas twice. I've been to Laos, Cambodia, Thailand, and Vietnam, and then in 2024 I was in Laos. Got very close to my dad's alleged burial site. It will stay with me forever. The roads were not really roads. I was literally hanging on to the thing in the back as I bounced up and down in the seat. But I would go tomorrow. I just want to again thank you all. This is really a team, and the families need all of you behind us. We need all of Congress behind us. We need support at the local, state, and federal level. And this museum is going to do so much for the state of Florida and also for our country. So bless you all. I love you. This is their day. And thank you for always being part of my life. And all of you are in my heart. Thank you.